Live, brought to you by Talking Rocks Cavern. Explore the beauty above and below ground at Talking Rocks Cavern. The Springfield Greene County Park Board reminding you to go play, and Roto-Rooter Plumbing and Drain Service. Call Southwest Missouri's best plumber today for a free estimate. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Forhetz.
Hey, we made it through Snowmageddon 2024.
Hey, it was blowing snow.
Yeah, I know it was.
And it was crazy because it would be blowing in one direction and then the wind would catch it and it would like whip it around. So it was sort of Snowmageddon. It just didn't stick.
That was the problem for me, was the wind. Man, it was a strong wind. You walk out to the car. You're not out there long, but it'll go right through you. So Anyway, a lot of schools shut down yesterday. Back at it today, no doubt. And we're back at it today as well.
There'll be some closed, especially to our north. But yeah. All right, here's the news for the day. The lawsuit over a proposed development at Sunshine and National will continue, but the University Heights plaintiffs did suffer a defeat on one of their issues. A Greene County judge dismissed part of the case against the development, specifically the part that tried to prevent the developers from trying to change zoning restrictions on that corner. Developers are trying to build a commercial development that has changed several times, trying to win over residents, if you will, of University Heights, because there's been lots of pushback. So far, though, to no avail, even though the developers have changed it. A trial on the lawsuit is scheduled for January 18th and 19th.
Yeah, and maybe that'll be it. Maybe it won't be. It's hard to tell because
it's so strange. I mean, with the argument, as far like I get it from a neighborhood perspective, but from the court's perspective, every other corner is developed. So that's hard. It's going to be hard to argue against development when every other corner literally is developed.
Well, I think what they're arguing is that the restrictions that the community put in place many years ago should be held up. So judge will decide.
I know, but they haven't been held up yet on any of the other three corners.
But I don't know if those were like similar restrictions.
Maybe not. Yeah, because I guess one of them is
University
retail. Heights. The other two are not necessarily retail. I mean, it's development, but it's not retail. I don't know. Anyway, it'll be interesting nonetheless.
Oh, and it's a different neighborhood than University Heights. University Heights is that corner.
Right. Yeah.
So they have different restrictions.
All right, now to this. Teachers, students, parents, friends, family, lots of people, no doubt, will gather on Friday afternoon to celebrate the life and legacy of teacher Jennifer Bryant. She was killed in a crash on I-44 last Friday after she left Hillcrest High School at the end of the school day. She taught science there for 20 years and was dearly loved. The celebration of life will be at the Ozark Empire Fairgrounds inside the new Wilson Logistics Arena. Big space. Mrs. Bryant leaves behind a husband and 3 children. A GoFundMe account is set up to collect donations for her family.
And no doubt that will be a big crowd showing up there to show their support for her family and just to mourn her loss, because it's clear just in the response that you've seen from people in the community, on social media, in stories that
the principal,
big impact on a lot of lives. Public comment and a school board vote on the future of Robberson School will now happen on January 16th at 4 p.m. It had been scheduled, as you recall, us talking about, for last night, but was postponed because of winter weather. Springfield Public Schools Administration is recommending closing the 100-year-old Robberson School and sending its roughly 150 students to the new Boyd Elementary School. The board will also make a similar decision about the fate of Pershing School. The board could move elementary students from Pershing to other schools and keep Pershing just as a middle school. That's the recommendation. Again, the decisions are now set for January 16th with some public comment time ahead of the decision time. Springfield-based Convoy of Hope is responding to the tornado outbreak in the southeastern United States over the last couple of days. Deadly storms hit a handful of states from Texas all the way over to Florida. Several tornadoes caused a big damage path across many miles. Convoy of Hope's disaster teams are currently deployed to deliver essential relief supplies for survivors of those storms. just in the panhandle alone of Florida, a tornado hit an RV park yesterday, sending several people to the hospital. I think the death toll at last check, I saw that it was 2. It may, as they search for people, it may go up.
Well, it looks like progress is moving forward on a second Target location in Springfield. It'll be located on the southeast corner of West Bypass and Sunshine Street. So opposite side of town as the current one. Paperwork for the sale of the property to Target has been finalized. It's on a 23-acre parcel of land that used to house a manufactured home dealer, which I know the one. I used to drive by it all the time. So I think people are pretty familiar with that area. It's expected that Target will build a $30 million store there with additional space from other stores and 3 standalone pieces of land for restaurants and for some other stores. That'll be interesting. I will say Target is always busy. So, I mean, I'm sure that they will do fine business over there.
Well, I feel like we've been talking about that area of Springfield and the development coming there because we used to work on Sunshine and we were in the news. So it was part of what we covered for many, many years. It seems like we've been waiting for Target. We've been waiting for other restaurants. And every now and then you'd hear the name of a big restaurant that was going in there. And so far, nothing.
Yep. Well, here we go, because it's done. It's a done deal. So this is interesting. More than 60 years after the Come and Go brand came to be, talking about the convenience store now, apparently Come and Go brand is going to be phased out by 2025.
I know. It's crazy.
What? So this is interesting. The family-run Maverick closed roughly 400 stores, and they're just changing brands, which I think is interesting because
Maverick purchased Come and Go, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Maverick purchased Come and Go, and they were going to they initially said they were going to let the Come and Go brand stay.
Yeah.
But now they've decided that it's all going to become Maverick, which is popular in what, the North?
You know what? I've literally never heard of Maverick until I read the little trade magazine, which I wasn't even familiar with, this CSP. It's like a convenience store trade magazine.
Right.
But I'd never even heard of it until then. So I looked it up and that's all I know about it. I don't know. I don't even know anything else about it other than they say that they're going to retire it. And it's interesting because we were talking about how much we like Come and Go. Like I've just really grown to love Come and Go's now. Well, because I love Quick Trip in Oklahoma. And then we don't really have Quick Trip here. They do in Kansas City. But otherwise, I was like, well, I got to find a place that can be the equivalent of my Quick Trip here in Springfield. And it was Come and Go for me. And now I'm kind of sad, honestly.
Well, I like Come and Go, what they've done in recent years, revamping all of the stores. And the pizza's decent over there. That's not bad. It's not bad pizza. So, it'll be sad to see the Come and Go brand disappear. But that, I guess, is progress. We'll see what Maverick has to offer.
Yeah.
I'm looking now at where Mavericks are.
Yeah. And I'm looking at the picture of a Maverick. I mean, they look fine.
Oh, yeah. Salt Lake City. They're based in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Oh, yeah. You should have known that. Known that. Okay. There you go. We don't have a lot of information, but we have enough to let you know that apparently it's bye-bye for Come and Goes. Now to this, nearly 100 dogs were rescued from a breeder in Phelps County, and it's not the first time for this unlicensed breeder, apparently. She had 80 dogs removed by the state just a few years ago, and now 95 more Labrador retrievers. Who doesn't love labs? They were removed from her possession. The seizure was at least 4 months after the last inspection showed several problems in the care of those dogs. The adult and lab puppies are now being treated at the Humane Society of Missouri in St. Louis.
Yeah, we hear about these stories happening every now and then. I don't understand the mentality of it, honestly.
Honestly, I think it's way deeper. It's much deeper.
I think there probably are
like a psychological, perhaps
involved there.
Yes.
For that to happen. But and then it keeps happening. But I was shocked that the state investigated her place back in August, and it took until just now for the seizure to happen. So I don't know what that's about. Seems like a long time when dogs are in distress.
Well, yeah, but I mean, also there's got to be due process. Like you have to have a paper trail of like the warning and the attempt at.
Let's buckle down and get that done in a week.
Yeah,
that's what I would say. City Council in Springfield wants to increase how long a mayor's term will be in the city of Springfield. Right now, that term is 2 years. The council wants to increase the term to 4 years. The proposed change will go before voters in Springfield in April. So voters will ultimately decide.
I remember when this came up for Arkansas in law enforcement, like for the sheriff. And at the time, in hearing like both sides of the equation down there, I felt like, yeah, because you kind of get your feet under you, you figure out the direction that you want to go, which takes a minute, whenever you're new to office. And then with the 2-year term, you're done, right about that.
It does seem like very frequently we're voting on the mayor. Didn't we just decide this? I thought we just voted in a mayor.
Right. Yeah. So we'll see. That's interesting. Heads up if you're going to be in Branson in the next several days. Some lanes on 76 Country Music Boulevard will be closed because utility crews are going to be doing some work. Those closures will last through Friday of next week, so January 19th. White River Valley Electric is removing some power poles there. Watch out because traffic's not great there anyway. Because
I'll be down in Branson this weekend. We've got soccer tournament, indoor soccer, futsal, they call it. We'll be down there for soccer. So.
Futsal, it's like a weighted ball, if you're unfamiliar, sort of like soccer, but not exactly.
It's soccer, but you play it on a hard court.
Yep, indoor. And it's a lot of fun. I like futsal. We used to play in college with 2 balls, like 2-ball soccer. And it was, did you ever do that for like practice? Whew. That'll get you moving. That'll get you
a lot of running.
Yes. A new report is out, from Missouri Chamber of Commerce shows the tech industry is growing in Missouri. How about that? There have been 15,000 new tech jobs created in the state in the last 5 years, bringing the total to almost 159,000 technology workers. The average salary is $123,000 a year for those Missouri technology workers.
So they're not just more jobs, they're good jobs. They pay well. Okay, this is a big one. Chiefs fans, you may want to sit down for this because I don't think it's going to go over well, very honestly. For the first time in NFL history, the wild card game will be available on a streaming service only, not a television network.
I already knew it. I already knew the news. I already knew this.
Well, most Chiefs fans probably do. There may be some that don't.
I did not, however, know that it was the first time in NFL history. That, my friend, is news to me.
It's never happened before, and now it's happening for the Chiefs game this weekend. That means you can only watch the Chiefs take on the Miami Dolphins in the first-round playoff game if you subscribe monthly to, wait for it, Peacock. It's NBC's streaming service. And listen, KY3 ain't thrilled about that either. I can assure you.
Oh, there's no way. I'm sure that Bridget is freaking out.
They are not happy.
Yep.
They are not happy. That's a lot of viewers that will be.
Yes. Our former bosses
not on TV,
are fighting TV. For you. We can assure you, but it ain't happening.
Kickoff 7:15 at Arrowhead. So if you can't watch it on TV or you don't want to pay that ridiculous subscription fee like you do for all the other streaming services, maybe you already have Peacock because a lot of people.
Excuse me, sir. I have another option. You
might be able to just go to the game. That might be better.
You can go to the game. How, you ask? Glad you asked. If you go to aroundtheozarks.com and click on contest, you will see a contest right now going on from Around the Ozarks, yours truly, offering tickets to the wild card game. You can enter to win, and your odds are pretty darn good. So check it out right now, aroundtheozarks.com, click on contest, enter to win, and then you can go for free, and you don't have to pay for Peacock. There you go.
I apologize to anybody watching the podcast because as Sarah was talking, I took a drink of my coffee and spilled half of it all down the front of me.
I do
have a drinking problem.
I would do that. That's what I would do.
I do have a drinking problem.
Apparently you do. We didn't even know it. But
so sorry about that. For the people who are listening, you caught none of that, but I probably look like an idiot on the video. I'm pretty sure of it. But it's not the first time. So I got that going.
It's not the first time. It's not the first time. And you know what? It's not going to be the last. I can assure you of that. Okay, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Happy Wednesday. Bundle up. And we'll see you back here tomorrow morning. Anything else, sir?
We'll see you on Thursday. The Bass Pro Tournament Champion starts tomorrow. We'll talk more about that probably tomorrow morning. So
I know. And I'm going to find out some more details about Come and Go too. So, man, darn it. Long live Come and Go.
Well, life goes on, I suppose.
Life goes on.
That'll do it. We'll see you tomorrow.